Maybe I can find a rerun of a rerun I haven't seen.
I was called Queen of the Night, and now I'm called Queen of the Nighty.
That says something terrible about me, doesn't it? I don't do doorways and windows, I just build walls.
Oh! I said, oh, I'm doing this.
See, I'm making you laugh.
You are.
I'm funny, actually.
Just can't sit back and watch this.
We got one!
Can you still do Columbia's voice?
The voice that could open a can, as my mother described it. I rest my case. The cans are still popping open.
So you keep it for special occasions. When does it come out? When does the voice come out?
I do it for the fans.
Do you?
Yes.
Bless. Hello, I'm a fan. Please.
I was walking down the street just having a thing. When I was thinking the guy gave me an email wing.
Richard O'Brien had written The Time Warp, but it didn't have a tap dancing.
No, but
bit
when
in
he
it.
saw my spectacular gifts in that department, in that little cafe in Knightsbridge, he had to put a tap dancing solo in for me.
You triple time stepped like no other, did you?
I just say use your arms a lot, smile, keep them occupied, don't look at the feet.
The TV landscape is littered with stories of child stars gone bad, but not in this cast.
We're child stars gone good. Yes, we've had our trials and our tribulations as we've grown up, but do we make a big deal out of it? No, it's life.
When I went to write my book, I had a hard time getting it published because everyone said, well, you're not a train wreck, and you haven't been in rehab, and you haven't robbed a convenience store.
Yet.
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 There's still
We're
time.
still holding out for you.
Yes, there's still time. Oh, and you didn't throw your cast members under the bus, so we can't publish your
Yes,
book.
Oprah didn't want you on because your book wasn't salacious enough, right?
That's exactly true, David.
That's terrible.
It did get published because there are people who want to read about good things.
Many of those fans came to see Terry at the Hollywood show. You've made some time because you're being mobbed by fans downstairs.
No, I'm not.
Oh, you were. There were just people lined up right out the door.
I read The Second Sex. I read The Cinderella Complex. I'm responsible for my own orgasm. I don't care.
Which roles and which parts sort of are sticking in fans' imagination?
They all wanted to know what I did in Young Frankenstein. We put the candle back, you know, that's part of that. They keep asking me that. I don't know what it means, but they keep asking me that.
Put the candle back.
I think I love you.
I'm a grown woman. I've done a lot of things that maybe I might have some regrets, but very few, very few. I had a wonderful first marriage, you know, even though it was rocky because of Jack and his problems. I have a great second marriage, you know, and I never was a woman that, even though in the book there are certain things that you'll read, but everything you read that happened to me mostly happened with my husband's. It never happened outside of my husband's. So that kind of thing was a major part of my life. When I was married, I was truly married, and I still am, you know, and that was very important to me. But I did anything my husband wanted.
But the impossibly handsome actor was hiding a secret, one that he spent decades hiding from his fans, even his parents.
When you grow up being a kind of person that is generally despised, you take that in and you begin to, on some level, to despise yourself. It just happens.
And in 2003, he made a startling confession that made headlines around the world.
Being gay in this business was not welcome at all, especially for a romantic leading man. And so I was very careful to walk that line of unknownness.
Did you have to keep it a secret?
Oh, absolutely.
And when did you feel you no longer did have to keep
When
it a
I
secret?
was 68.
68. And was that a good feeling when you were finally able to?
Well, the great part of what happened, I was writing a book. I remember a particular experience. I was writing in a little tiny room in Hawaii, and it was as if there was not an angel there, but it was as if an angel came into the room and said, "Richard, that's all over," because being gay is just a benign fact, meaning almost nothing. Because you say you're straight. Well, what does that tell you about a person? Does it tell you they're smart, dumb, good, kind, hardworking, lazy? That tells you almost nothing. I was suddenly bone deep, soul deep, freed of that self-dislike that had weighed so heavily through my life.
Which one is Greg?
The big one.
You're Johnny Bravo.
Today I am.
That is fantastic.
Because this is a day of meeting viewers, fans of the show, people that grew up with the Brady Bunch, and so I thought,
The tiki.
little tiki action.
From the Hawaii episode.
We came to the burial ground to bring back the little idol.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Do you really have a massive snow cone collection?
Massive. 8,500 of them, and quite a few from down under.
Why?
Because I'm bizarre. I'm a bizarre 61-year-old man who can swing a hammer and collect snow globes. Each one has a story. I know where they came from.
Sure.
I remember in Toronto, this little girl was sitting on the street making one, and I gave her $20 for it. And so I have all these stories. A guy gave me 2 here today. A guy gave me one with a picture of me and him that he had photoshopped in it. Odd, yes, but it's a wonderful story for me to go, yeah, this dude at the Hollywood show.
Oh, you must hate me. I wouldn't blame you.
Danny. Danny was 15 when the show ended. The following year, he was homeless and on drugs.
A lot of people cared about me, and a lot of people wanted me to stop, but didn't have what it was going to take to step in front of that freight train, which was me being drunk.
And you're lucky you're alive, too,
Yes, I am.
after a couple of incidents, aren't you?
Yes, I am. Real lucky to be alive. Do you know, I'm driving to high school one day around 1976, maybe.
Yeah.
And this disc jockey, he comes on the radio, cuts this song up, and he goes, "Ladies and gentlemen, I am sad to report the world of show business has taken a devastating blow. Danny Bonaducci was found dead in his apartment on apparent drug overdose." And I went, I feel okay.
Just sit right back and you'll hear a tale of a fateful trip.
They thought that was the stupidest show ever made.
Who said it was the stupidest show?
The press.
Did they?
Oh, yeah, this not going to make it. Sherwood Schwartz, our producer, said we probably won't get reruns. Ha! Never been off the air since 1964. But Ginger, I think, went past it. I don't think she was angry about doing it or anything, but she lives in New York, I live in Los Angeles, and we really don't have a whole lot in common now that we're not working together.
It's just a jump to the left, and then a step to the right.
With your hands on your hips.
And Jim Sharman said, "Have you ever seen Man Ray's lips?" I hadn't, so I didn't know what he was talking about. And he said, "It's a disembodied mouth." And we thought we could have your mouth singing science fiction. Well, they had no special effects to do this. You know, this was an amazing idea. And I said, "My mouth and his voice? How much?" They blacked out my face completely and drew the lips. And then they put me on camera. But when you sing, you move. And the mouth kept going out of frame. And so they screwed my head into the lamp thing.
God.
So I couldn't move.
Oh. How long were you like that
for? Not very long, because I knew the song.
Oh, true.
Yes, quite. And anyway, at the time, my husband at the time kept ringing to talk to me about a divorce. I said, "Well, tell him I can't do anything about it. I'm clamped."
My head's in a vice. Busy right now.
No time for a divorce today.
Martin Landau's millions of fans come from all walks of life, from the everyday to the famous.
It's kind of wonderful, actually, to meet your fans. And, people have long memories because, I guess I've done about 150 movies and close to 400 television shows. So I never know what people are going to say. I thought you were wonderful, which is better than the alternative,
sure.
Actually. I mean, the alternative is like, I hated what you did in that picture. So, I mean, I don't get a lot of that, thank goodness.
Martin Landau was 89.
How people know how the movie ends.
business and the whole PR thing is just meaner than it used to be. It's systemic, many of the reality shows. It's about exclusion. It's about getting voted off the island. It's about her being a you-know-what. And so even in the press, it goes across the board, from the programming to the press to whatever. Whereas what I relate to, what we went through was, if you were nice to the press, they were nice to you.
Got it.
When you were, get that camera out of here, oh boy, forget it. You were hounded everywhere you went. So, but I don't know if that's possible today. There's still a lot of the old timers out there when I go to an event, and it's nice to see them, and it's like, oh, hi, because we had a good relationship, and I always respected them. They're doing their job. It's part of what gets us out there. Whereas other people resent that. And it's like, how can you resent that? Without them, how do they know about us?
Is Hollywood a tough place to be when things do?
Yes.
Are Hollywood friends loyal, or do they kind of disappear?
Many disappear and some stay by you.
I'm guessing that the differences between you and Robert Wagner that have taken place over time, that maybe you have some enemies out there too.
Oh, I'm certain I do. For some strange reason, he thinks I'm at the crux of everything. I've said these are my feelings and they're only my feelings, and I wouldn't do that because I love Natalie's kids. I'm just very disappointed with RJ. I'm very disappointed in him.
Throw another shock on the Bobby, eh?
I heard you nearly turned it down.
Yeah, the first one I did. It came as a straight-up offer, and as I read the script, it was horrible. There were so many holes in it left to be filled by visual effects that I just didn't think it would be quality content.
Why is it always got to be sharks?
I told my wife, I said, this is not really something that is going to propel my career. And with my daughter Mia in her arms and Penna still in her belly, she said, you need to go to work. I sometimes forget that I do this for a living. I have so much fun. But she was right. I'm the provider for my family. So at the beginning of January, because my health care here in the United States comes provided by my unions, my theatrical unions, I've got to make so much in the union to qualify for the top tier of coverage. And Sharknado, the first movie, paid me just enough to get to that top tier, which was great, because then I didn't have to worry about it anymore. And we were having a baby 4 months later, so I realized, I got to take one for the team. I thought for sure this was going to be the end of my career.
And instead, you get to be the son of the Hoff.
Right? Right? Hey, Dad. Ticket O'Malley's is closed.
O'Malley sold the bar to his idiot kid.
I'm so flattered by that.
What's not to love?
He's the nicest guy in the world.
Stop this car! Stop it! I'm getting out!
Oh, no, you're not.
That was my first film, and I didn't know anything about film. He had at that time made over 100 movies of the week or something, and he was very knowledgeable about lighting and camera and all that stuff. And he would always just, okay, your head over here a little bit. No, watch your light. Yeah, there. And he's just a darling man, darling.
I'm helping you, dope. I'm helping you find your car.
And then we have to thank the Hollywood Show.
We have to thank the Hollywood Show. The Hollywood Show.